what did Wang Wenbin have to say?
Let's see.
Okay, let's see. This is the subtitle. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin accused the U.S. of spreading disinformation and suppressing TikTok.
Who's Wang Wenbin?
Oh, that's
right. Sorry.
He's Moister Wang.
Moister Wang.
Yeah, basically he's as you know, the Foreign Ministry spokesperson.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say?
数据安全问题不应成为个别国家泛化国家安全概念，滥用国家力量无力打压别国企业的工具。美方迄今未能拿出证据证明 TikTok 威胁美国国家安全。美方应当停止在数据安全问题上散布虚假信息，停止无理打压有关企业，为各国企业在美投资经营提供开放、公平、公正、非歧视的营商环境。
Moister Wang here. What did he say?
Wow.
What did he say?
Okay, again.
Leave that up as we talk.
Well, I just want to look at the subtitles again because
yeah, good idea.
It makes me mad.
It makes me irritate.
Yeah, it does.
Makes me irritate at the mention of kickback.
So he said, let's see. Basically, he's moaning about the U.S. the whole time, but
it's insanity if we actually look. We'll break it down in a second. But what did he say?
Data security should not be used by a certain country
个别国家泛化国家安全概念，
to abuse the national security concept and state power to suppress foreign companies, which is what China does.
So what they're saying is the U.S. shouldn't claim national security issues for stopping TikTok.
Yes.
Right. That's what he's saying. That's what it boils down to.
滥用国家力量无力
I
打
think
压
if
别
you
国企业的工
watched
具。
this and you had zero context,
Yeah.
you would be like, all right, sure. Interest of fairness, fair free trade, open trade. You guys understand how insane this is?
Yeah.
Go to my slide.
Yeah, well, just a couple more things he says here. The U.S. has yet to present evidence that TikTok's threatens its national
What are
security.
you talking about?
威胁美国国家安全。
You know, China's yet to present evidence that Instagram, threatens its national security or Facebook or anything.
You know what that reminds me of? These people that say mainstream media didn't talk about that, and it's on like the cover of New York
CNN,
Times or whatever,
The U.S. should stop spreading disinformation about data
美方应
security.
当停止在数据安全问题上散布虚假信息，停止
Stop unreasonably suppressing the relevant company and provide an open, fair,
无力打压有关企业，为各国企业在美投资经营。
and non-discriminatory environment for foreign businesses to invest and operate in the U.S. How about doing that in China? There's no open, fair, honest, and non-discriminatory environment for foreign companies and businesses to invest and operate in the U.S. Yeah, it's just, the wording is just absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, Mr. Wang Wenbin.
Yeah.
Mr.
Water cooler diplomacy. Yeah.
You've claimed that the U.S. can't block or force the sale of TikTok because it's unfair, right? And you can't use national security as an excuse to do that, right? And yet, China, the Chinese government for whom you're speaking about, on behalf of, blocks Facebook, Google, Pinterest, Quora, Twitter, Line, Netflix, YouTube, Reddit, Wikipedia, WhatsApp, Instagram, Dropbox. I mean, this is literally just a taste. This is like an appetizer.
Spotify,
Try 70% of the internet.
Yeah.
Right? You're talking about, speaking on behalf of the country that blocks
Slack.
all of these things, and then nobody's complaining about having no access to China. They have blocked all of this.
Yeah.
Not with the interest of national security, just for no reason. Just because they want to censor stuff for their own people.
I mean, also, there's another thing. Let's just say, I don't know, Netflix gets blocked in China, right? You don't have Biden sending out the secretary press release to say China should not interfere with the free, open spread of Netflix into your country.
People keep saying like
Netflix isn't a psyop. It isn't actually part of the government, right?
People keep saying or people in the Chinese government keep saying TikTok has nothing to do with the Chinese government. Stop blocking this. It's unfair. If you have the Chinese state going out on the highest levels of diplomacy, in their media channels saying don't block TikTok, then I think you got your answer laid bare.
You know what else is blocked in China?
What?
TikTok.
Yeah, next slide, please. The absolute, just in case you thought that every other app being blocked wasn't hypocritical enough.
Yeah.
China blocks TikTok.
Yeah.
They block TikTok.
They do.
They're saying American government don't block TikTok. It's
But
not fair.
they
They
blocked-
block TikTok.
Yeah. And for those of you who can't really understand that, because you might have heard of Douyin.
Yeah.
Douyin is more or less the same company. Okay, it's the same company,
ByteDance, yeah.
but it's a different product. I mean, think about it like, when you've got you buy Ford in like Europe.
Yeah.
But you buy a Ford car, but it's not actually a Ford. It's like a Mazda or a Peugeot or something with a Ford logo on it. It's something like that, you know? So it may be under the same company, but it's a completely different product. You see, the TikTok one is basically it's much more open than the Chinese one. It's not as censored, but it's also works in a different way to the Chinese version. So they are basically different
Analysts
products.
have seen that the American version of TikTok, which
TikTok.
The American version.
Oh,
I mean
okay.
TikTok because it's in other countries.
Yeah, sure.
The the American one, the American algorithm for TikTok, which is controlled by the Chinese government.
Yes, it's
I'm not
controlled by
joking.
them. Yeah, absolutely.
The ByteDance the CCP has stake in their company.
Yeah.
They've proven, or they've at least witnessed, that negative content is shown to minors in America, whereas positive content is pushed on China's version of TikTok, Douyin.
Yeah, Douyin, yeah.
So China blocks TikTok, their own
because they don't want it to their own
app.
program to corrupt their own youth.
They don't want their own program to corrupt their own youth. They want to censor their own program that they use to weaponize in other countries.
Yeah.
If you have not seen why everyone should get rid of TikTok / there should be a forced transfer, then I don't know how to convince you otherwise. This is a country that wants the downfall of America, and I know that sounds like tinfoil hat. This is actually the truth.
Yeah.
That wants to see the world burn, and it wants to reign supreme in that world. A neo-imperialist, neo-colonialist country that the CCP is running now.
Yep.
And they want to use apps like this to make sure that they can control the narrative around the world. And if you haven't seen that yet, I don't know how to convince you.
Yeah, and I mean, just look at the way they're complaining about America potentially banning TikTok in America, but they ban it themselves.
It's insanity.
Their own app is blocked in their own country because it would corrupt the youth.
You know what's
it would be
bullshit?
too much freedom of speech, or they couldn't control it or whatever.
You know what's bullshit? Where's the questions asking about that?
Yeah.
You know, like you have a press release, like you have Biden's department or whatever goes out there and says a speech, and people are like, excuse me, did you mention about the refugee children on the board and blah, blah.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, well,
Hunter Biden's laptop or whatever.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Here, where's the follow-up questions? Why do you block TikTok in China and all of the other American and other foreign programs?
Yeah.
And then complain that it's unfair if they block one thing from you?
Yeah. Where are the follow-up questions?
Where's the questions?
And more importantly, why is no one asking these questions, these very basic questions? And I think it's because they've been fooled.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people that live in the free world, they don't realize this. And so they read something or they see the Chinese government say, it's unfair to block our apps in your country. And they're like, yeah, you know what? That is unfair. This is government censorship. We should not be. This is supposed to be the land of the free. We should be allowing people to, engage in fair trade and stuff. Bullshit. Okay. They blocked that same app they're complaining about. It's got nothing to do with free trade. No. And with what's been going on with TikTok, if you don't know, by the way, TikTok themselves, they tried to hide it, but they eventually admitted that, their managers and so on in Beijing can access the user data of Americans in America on demand, okay? And they've done it in the past, and specifically when they were trying to follow journalists that were currently they wanted to see if any of their members were meeting up with journalists, right?
They were, not only that, they were tracking in the browser function, tracking to keystrokes.
Yeah.
It's bad, dude.
It's super bad. So, I mean, they could use, they were like, oh, we know that these employees might be leaking our data. So in China, they're like, well, let's go and see these journalists that work for all these big, organizations that are going to report on this. Let's get their IP address so we can get their location information so that we can see if our employees met up with them, because they're tracking the employees, obviously. And they're like, oh, they both went to that Starbucks in that place. Now we know who's leaking the data, that kind of thing. They were doing that.
Yeah. You want a little icing on the cake?
Sure.
I made a TikTok.
Yeah.
I made some TikTok videos about criticism of the CCP, very mild ones.
Yeah.
I was permanently banned.
Yep.
So if you want to say, oh, it's different, they always, TikTok ByteDance always said, oh, it's different. Like we use different laws, according to the regulations of each country. Mm-hmm. Go F yourself, dude. Like
Well, I mean,
absolute nonsense.
They love to jump on the like anti-discrimination
Yep.
laws or something in whichever country to
Oh,
use
yeah.
it against
Oh, yeah.
people that criticize the CCP. But anyone who criticizes the host country or anything,
Yep.
no,
I
that's
made a
fine.
video about how the Chinese government is persecuting Uyghurs, right?
Yeah.
I got removed for hate speech.
Yeah.
I spoke up for the minority that's being persecuted by an evil government in China, and I got removed for hate speech.
That's right. Yeah.
Bullshit.
It is.
So you're censoring on behalf of the Chinese government in America. On all fronts, TikTok is effed, dude.
Well, I mean, I say we should just do what the Chinese government does and ban TikTok.
Yeah, or force the sale.
Yeah, well, same deal, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love this meme. It's kind of funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
So-
very apt.
You got, a sort of communist dude over there saying, we're banning Google, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, haha. And the rest of the world's okay. And the rest of the world says, we're banning TikTok. You cannot do that. That's racist, xenophobe, anti-Asian, U.S. imperialism. You're just jealous of us. And that is actually a very accurate look at the discourse
It's so
surrounding
accurate.
this.
So accurate.
How is it like anti-Asian or racist to want to ban, a program,
Government
an
side
app that really is bad?
It's insane. I saw some debate about this on some really big news networks in the UK. There's the pro CCP stance was so hypocritical and stupid.
Yeah.
It's just so wrong.
I mean, when you break it down to something as simple as this meme, it really does just show you how ridiculous this whole thing is.
Yeah.
I mean, if TikTok wasn't a danger to national security, it wouldn't be a problem. You know what I mean?
No, of course not.